is the Retro Smash Video Games Podcast, wherever you are, wherever you may be listening. Thank you for hanging out with us today live from the Gene Parmesan Memorial Studios. We are a retro video game podcast where four old friends sit around, we drink beer, we talk old video games. Even though there's three of us here today, I'm Weldy Time. Joining me here in the studio, he's Mitch.
Hey!
And he's Andy.
Yo, what up?
Hey, Ricky will not be joining us this evening for this recording. Gentlemen, how in the hell are we?
Feeling pretty good. Life's going good.
Yeah, I was going to say, considering what you were just... I don't know if anything that you just told us is going to make it into the recording or not.
I hope it doesn't. Let's keep it all out. I just wanted to share because I was like, man, that is a complete 180 from how Mitch usually goes out. So
Hey, there you go.
yeah, other than that...
So you should subscribe to our Patreon.
oh, you're going to put it on Patreon?
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
You got to absolutely put them on the Patreon.
Okay.
I mean, that's...
All right. But yeah, life's good. We're had some days off work and watched some football, watched Packers win, played a little bit of football. I'm trying to dive back into other games. I'm just trying not to be overcommitted and then go back to work and
Okay,
all
you're
this
just
other
young
shit.
enough. Why did I imagine you playing real football? Like, you're still young enough to be playing real
I mean,
football.
I could if I really wanted to.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's no way, like, my ass would be out there at the ripe old age of almost 35.
Hey, Grandpa.
Little shout out to my niece. She's a senior this year, and I broke her finger when I was younger throwing a football to her. She just wanted to catch it. Well, I went and seen him not too long ago, and she's like, "I want you to throw a Hail Mary pass to me, and I want to catch it." And I'm like, "I'm gonna break your finger again." And I pucked that football about 60 yards. She caught it, and I'm like, "You're a little badass."
Dang. The only thing that would make her more badass is if she listened to our podcast
She
and
will.
subscribed to our Patreon.
I will make sure she does that.
No, tell her don't do that. It'll scar her for life.
That's fine. That's fine. My youngest niece tells her brother how much she loves him, just like I tell my sister how much I love her.
Aww.
So not at all.
In a way. So,
If you
Andy, how have you been?
Been better. Not gonna mention what I've been through, but it's been a hell of a month. I'll say that much. I see you're wearing the Retro Smashed video game T-shirt that's available for our Patreons. I'm gonna keep plugging that.
I was gonna say we've plugged our own Patreon like 4 times now. Look at us.
Just fucking
need a
subscribe to
sponsor.
Patreon. Just subscribe, damn it. Just maybe Blizzard will sponsor us.
Jeez.
Buddy, what you been doing?
I have been up to my eyeballs. We just redid my kids' room.
Fuck yeah.
We actually did a space theme. That's actually pretty
Oh,
neat.
cool. Neat.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have like battery powered stars up around like the window because my son and my daughter now share a room because my son was having issues when he had his own room and he was not sleeping at like 10:30 at night. I would roll over and look at the wife and go, "Hey," and she'd go, "Yeah," and I go, "Come on." And then my son comes in the room and wants to sleep in the bed with us. I'm like, "Well, that's about all for that." So yeah, so we decided that he sleeps better when he's in the room with my daughter. He'll bring his mattress in and sleep on her floor. She has a bunk bed, and now he has a bed underneath it, like Harry Potter style.
Oh, heck yeah.
Damn muggles.
Yeah, I know. Well, the cool thing is, like, now they have a space room, and the other bedroom, which is now vacant, is now a playroom for them.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, so now they have a
so.
playroom, and they have their bedroom. Most of their toys end up in our room anyway. So that's what I spent my weekend doing. Video game-wise, I did a couple speed runs for Twisted Metal Black. I had Mr. Grimm 33 minutes and change on easy.
There you go.
And then I had Mr. Grimm 40 minutes on medium. So I had to game over once. But I also think that I didn't time it correctly because I looked on speedrun.com and it said the timer starts upon character selection. The timer ends when the screen fades to black before the final cutscene. So I was stopping the timer when I got the Warhawk defeated message, which it's like a second and a half between when it says Warhawk defeated and then the cutscene begins.
Okay.
But I still did not time it correctly, and I'm like, I really don't want to redo this run. I hope they just take it. I'll probably reach out to one of the mods on speedrun and say, hey, listen, I think I cut my times too early. I timed it right at the beginning. Can you just add like a second and a half? Sure, most of them are probably just, I mean, like, it's a small community. They're still pretty active. They're pretty cool, but my Paw Patrol finally got verified.
Nice.
Yeah, after like 3 weeks, I finally got verified.
What place are you in with that?
12th out of 14.
Hey,
Well, it's 12th out of 14 on Xbox One, and we figured out the issue is because I didn't download the game. And because I didn't download the game, my loading screens and my cutscenes are longer. The best time on Xbox One is like 33 minutes, and I had like a 53.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it's a lot of loading screens.
Yeah.
It's like PS1 style.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like old
loading
Resident
screens.
Evil, like the door open and walk through and it's just black for a minute and then, oh, you're back to normal. And then, oh, I forgot to get something, so you turn around and go back.
Turn around. Yep, that's exactly what it was. It was like, loading, please wait. And it's like, oh, God, I don't want to wait that long. I'm like, I'm trying to do something fast. Also, I'm going to be working on a top secret project. Yeah. I want to first speedrun the game by myself, and then I want to tell people what game I'm speedrunning by doing it in a marathon.
Oh, you're not even going to show it on your stream?
You're gonna keep
No.
it secret until the marathon.
Yeah, and I'm talking like the record for this game is like 40 minutes. I'll give you a hint. It's a re-release. It's not like a remastered
Dead
or
Rising.
anything like that.
Yeah,
No.
right. I'd be so happy.
No, absolutely not.
I want to say it's one of the new Resident Evils.
No, it's
Well, he's not going to tell us. If even
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, it's something that I've actually studied. I speed ran it a little bit a couple years ago just to kind of get the first section down. I got the first section down in about 10-15 minutes, which isn't bad for what it was worth. Like records like 8 or like 9 minutes, but I stopped speed running it. So I kind of want to get back into that, but it's like I want to speed run and practice, but I don't want to do it on stream. You know, I want this to be a big secret. I want to do a project on the side by myself.
Is it fitting for what we are discussing today?
Yes. Ooh. It is.
Ooh, see that? That was good right there. See,
that was very good.
Almost a segue.
almost a segue. Yeah,
Cut this. I'm trying to speed run. Mitch, what are you drinking tonight?
I am.
Oh wait, hold on. Time out. Andy, this is where you cut back in. 3, 2, 1. Mitch, what are you drinking tonight?
We are drinking a Monster Beast Killer Sunrise. I have a whole case of these, so every time we podcast, be expecting a Monster Beast.
Nice.
Unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast. Unleash. Andy, what you got there?
I got a Mickey's for the Andes because I saved this because I thought Ricky was going to jump in, but he's not here today, so one out for the homie, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. I was sipping on. We went and got apple cider finally, so I mixed it with some Fireball. So I had a cup in the fridge, and I've been kind of sipping on it since I got home from work because I've been really sad. I also had something sad happen today, so I'm not really drinking super heavy.
Fair enough.
You guys ready for today's game?
Let's do it.
I suppose.
Is it this or is it that? These jabronis had to choose.
Yay.
Your category for today, the book sometimes is better. So I'm going to give you a list of 7 names. You have to tell me if each of the names on the list is either a character from a video game, like a horror video game.
Oh, it just opens. Boom.
Yeah, it's open, but here's the catch. Here's the catch, okay? There's going to be extra bonus points.
So you can like name the game.
Well, please hold all questions to the end of the tour. It's either going to be a character from a horror video game or a character from a Stephen King novel.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Could
I like it.
Could be hard.
Yes.
Yeah, because I love Stephen King, but I probably couldn't tell you anybody.
Here's where you get extra bonus points. Because, yes, I will give you a point if you can tell me the game or book this character is from.
Ooh, okay.
If you can't give it to me right away, I will give you a hint, and then you will get a half point if you get it right.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're going half points here.
All right.
Sweet.
It's going to be hard to keep track of.
That's, yeah. I was gonna say.
You should
track
just,
of your
you
own,
should,
Mitch.
yeah, you should just write Mitch and Andy on there, and then just start tallying,
Just start
man.
tallying. Kids ready? Let's do this. Number 1, Miles Upshur or Oopshur.
I'm going book.
I'm gonna go game.
Game. It is a video game character. Additional point if you can tell me where it's from.
Jilly.
Can you rename it's Miles what?
Miles Upshur. Yeah, these ones are kind of vague. He plays an investigative journalist in this game.
I'm stuck between 2, man. If I'm gonna be pissed if I get the wrong one, I'm gonna go Evil Within.
Okay.
Let's say Alan Wake.
Outlast.
Fuck! Fuck! Son of a...
Nice. Number 2, Jennifer Simpson.
No.
Oh.
Game.
Is there any both?
There are no boats here.
Okay.
That would have been
go-
way impressive if I would have been able to find a both.
I'll go book.
It's a video game character.
Hey.
It's a point and click game.
Like horror game.
Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. That's not completely accurate. It's a trilogy made about mid-90s.
Crap.
So that was the hint, so we're already at half point, right?
I'll give you the full point. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't care. It's like Whose Lines Anyway. Everything's made up
Okay.
and points don't matter.
Alone in the Dark.
Okay.
Is that in the 90s? Point and click 90s.
I don't think it was a point and click. I don't.
Fuck it. Whatever. Sam and Max.
Clock Tower.
Okay.
no.
Nope, never played that.
Nope.
Okay. Number 3, Jack Torrance.
Okay, that's a movie.
Book.
Book. Sorry.
Okay. And since you seem to know,
The Shining.
yay, there you go. Your hint was going to be hotel manager.
I didn't even get a chance to guess on the hint.
Number 4, Rick Taylor.
I feel.
I'm doing
Shit.
book for the F of it.
I'll go game.
Is a game. I'll let you guys throw a
Rick
couple out
Taylor.
here.
Give me a sec. I'm trying to just think.
Hockey mask and overalls.
Manhunt.
Ooh, not Manhunt.
Friday the 13th.
I kind of threw that one at you, but no. Splatterhouse.
Ooh.
Number 5, Arnold Cunningham.
Book.
Yeah, book.
It is a book.
Which one, though?
What book?
It.
That's what I want to say, but oh fuck, I'll go It.
It is not it.
Damn.
What if I told you that he really got into cars?
The Last
Maximum
Stand.
Overdrive.
No, Arnie is the guy who rebuilt Christine.
Oh, dang.
Don't know it.
Okay.
Haunted car.
Yeah, haunted car. It basically like it repairs itself
It's like a vampire car.
yeah, and kills people. Number 6, Paul Sheldon.
Book.
Book.
It is a book.
It. Fuck it.
The Tommy Knockers.
What?
He is an author himself.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know much fucking Stephen King books.
Damn, what's that movie? It's the...
Oh, you mean the one with Kathy Bates?
Yes! God, no, it is that answer, but what's the name of it?
What's the name of it?
No! Misery.
Hey, he pulled it out.
Yeah.
5.5.
Nicely done.
I wouldn't have gotten it.
Numbers.
Damn.
Number 7, Harry Townsend.
I'll go game.
Yeah, sure, game.
It is a game. Which one? It's the 4th one in a series.
Silent Hill.
Hey, nicely done. What's the
Just didn't get a
surname? It's
chance.
Silent Hill 4.
Oh, I don't know. The Room.
Yes. Was that a complete guess?
Yeah.
No way.
Well, I knew one of them was called The Room, but I didn't know which one was The Room.
It's the only like numbered one that has, because I know they had Silent Hill Homecoming.
Yeah.
That was going to be my guess, was Homecoming for
Homecoming.
name, but
Because they've had Homecoming, they had Shattered Memories. They've had a couple other ones. Because they had 1, 2, 3, 4, Homecoming, Shattered Memories. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. You would have thought I would have known this.
Well, I got 7 after that.
I don't remember. I was so...
Did you? You didn't even keep count? I told you to keep
No,
track of your
I was
score.
trying, but man, all the names sounded familiar.
So it sounds like Andy wins by default because
I
you
think he
can't
won
count
the
I'm
to,
pretty
list.
sure I got
you can't count to like 5. All right, what are we talking about this week, kids?
Our top 10 scariest video games.
Top 10?
Best horror
I hope you
game?
put 10 together
I put
because
like
I sure
12.
did.
So.
Yes. So we'll go back and forth between you two. I'll give you mine, and then I have a list from pastemagazine.com. Top 5 best horror games of all time.
I was thinking we could do a round robin. We just all do our 10, then our
Yeah,
9,
that's
then
what I
our
was
8.
thinking.
Oh, okay.
We all share our 10, talk about it, like maybe for a brief second, and then...
I don't think I got 10.
Oh,
You
yeah,
said
well,
7 or 10, and I'm over here with like 12.
Well, because that's what I was going to do, because I was going to throw mine in there. That's how we do
You got
this.
5?
So you talk. Well, I mean, I can come up with 5, but I also, I think my list is going to be a little different because it's I want to talk about that. Is it a horror game or is it a Halloween game?
I tossed in some stuff that I don't think is technically horror, but
I mean, I did too.
I did.
So.
I was like, man, there's zombies in here. Good enough.
Yep. That's kind of what I did too. I know there's a couple on here that I don't think they're necessarily considered horror games.
That's why I said scary games, but I guess some of these aren't really scary
Well,
either.
it's okay, so Zombies Ate My Neighbors isn't really scary, and shout out to Spanky. Decap Attack is more of a Halloween-y kind of game. That's not really scary
I
inherently.
think they're all an umbrella term.
Oh my! Like what you did there? All right, so what are we doing? I have honorable mentions. I'll throw in later if anything, but I at least sort
I
out
put
top
10
5.
down,
I mean,
so-
I have 12. We can go with our top 10.
Why don't we do?
Well, shit,
two,
hold on.
Let's toss your 2 honorable mentions in while Waldy puts this whatever he's doing together.
Yeah, I'll put my list together too, and then you can go through yours, and I might use some of your guys's because I know that there's going to be stuff on here that you guys aren't
So
going to.
what's your 2 honorable mentions?
All right, so the 2 honorable mentions. The
He's
one.
talking to the microphone.
Sorry. Fuck you.
We've only been doing this together for
I'm
a
like
year
right
now.
next to it. So at number 12 for my first honorable mention, I'm gonna put The Evil Within. The first one, I really did like the first one. I think the second one was slightly better, but the first one I think was a little bit more of the oh shit, lots going on, and you're at the edge of your seat, scared, trying to figure out. And then my second honorable mention, I'm gonna put Elden Ring / Dark Soul games.
Ooh, that's okay. I can see that. There's fucking monsters and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of people would put Bloodborne, but I
Same.
didn't play it personally. I played a couple Dark Soul games, so I was like, yeah, Elden Ring more of the crown, but
I definitely only put games I played because there's games I was like, this one's really scary, but I never played it. I only watched YouTubers play it.
yeah, I only put games that I've played. So if there's things off of my list or anyone else's list, it's because we did not play them. So fuck you. Send your hate emails to retrosmashed@gmail.com.
Well, did you get your 10 together?
I got 5.
Do you just want to do your 5 and then Mitch and I can bounce back and forth with our 10?
You guys go back. You get well. Like I said, we'll go 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9. Do you guys want to do just?
That's what I figured, but I didn't know if you were set for your 10. Mitch can go his 10. I'll hit my 10, and then your 10.
Yeah, it's sorry. I mean, I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared.
You literally send the message 7 or 10, so I put 12 to be safe. All right, my number 10 for top horror games that I've played, BioShock.
Oh, that's an interesting one, too.
I was on the fence because my favorite one was Infinite, but Infinite's not really horror.
There's not as many. The bad guys aren't like.
It's very creepy
Mutants.
setting, though.
Yes.
Very creepy. Like, it's all futuristic, like happy-go-lucky, but it's Old War Testament and robots and...
post-apocalyptic, kind of like a Fallout if it was underwater situation.
Yep.
Not necessarily the gameplay, but I mean the 50s retro.
Like the setting,
future.
like the tone of the game, like for BioShock is horror element in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
I agree. Especially you got the big daddies, like,
Yep.
And then you're just like, do you want to stab this girl in the head with a pin or not?
Do you want to collect, in hindsight, her soul? Do you want to collect her soul?
Yeah.
Andy, what's your 10?
My number 10 was Condemned Criminal Origins.
Ooh.
Well, the one thing that sticks out, I think we talked about this on the Resident Evil episode. There is a part in that game that's kind of like the Doctor Who Weeping Angels, but it's mannequins. So you turn your head and then you turn back and they're right behind you.
Yep.
And then you walk a little bit further and you turn around and they're standing right up against you again. You're like, what the shit? This is fucking up. So that one's stuck in my head because it was so creepy. Like, that just creeps me out.
Do you know if that was like one of the first games to do that? Because I know like the newest Five Nights at Freddy's game did that, and I think a Resident Evil game did it too.
That's one of the first ones I remember that sticks in my head. I'm sure there's been other games. I don't know if that was the first or not, though. Well, did you get a 10 now?
I do have 10. Got a couple in here that aren't really considered retro. But
On my list,
mine's way blown.
Okay, good. 10 has got to be the one that me and the Babbler have been playing on stream together for the past few weeks. I'm on observation duty. Okay, so it's basically like, it's almost like Five Nights at Freddy's where you kind of like watch for things throughout the night, but you watch cameras.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you watch cameras in these rooms. Like, imagine a room like we're in right now. So you're cycling through and you have to point out anomalies.
Okay.
So like you have to pay attention to, that chair is now missing. So then you go, okay, podcast room, chair, or object missing. Or if like one of the paintings is different, you do that. And some of them are really super obvious. Some of them aren't.
Hard.
Yeah.
You
So
kept calling the toilet paper out on the stream I was watching.
right. Yeah. So
Toilet paper's missing.
yeah. Because my strategy for that is I try to keep count of like everything that's in there. There was one where it's like there's 7 chairs around a table. Every time she would flip to that camera, because she would stay at each one for like 3 seconds and look, because she was having chat help out. So I'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 of those, plant, window. And then they flip to the next one. And I'm like, 6 lockers, 2 are open. There's 2 books on the, whatever, this and that. And that's kind of what helped me. Some of them are really obvious to point out, but like I said, some of them are really super hard. I think the hardest one that I saw was a small television screen in like a school. The screen actually changed to something else. So it was a screen anomaly.
Okay.
There's only one jump scare, quote unquote, in there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because you flip to the game and they have intruders that come in.
It's more of a spooky atmosphere type game.
Yeah.
It's a sense of extreme unease. Let's put it that way. It's a state of extreme unease.
But it is just a spot the difference type of game.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Gotcha. For my number 9, I put Dying Light.
All right.
The Mirror's Edge meets Dead Island.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The thought of parkour through a zombie apocalypse, and when it actually gets nighttime, it gets harder.
Yeah.
Like that atmosphere and that just the idea of that game is just so cool to me. It's like I can parkour and act like Maze Runner, but these brutes come out at midnight and they really mess your shit up. So.
Parkour.
What's your number 9, buddy?
Well, now I'm kind of wishing I added Dead Island in my list, but I didn't.
Oh, there. We're
So that's my honorable
pretend you
mention.
threw that in there.
It's
Yeah.
my honorable mention, Dead Island. For number 9, I put Fear. First
Ooh.
encounter assault recon.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's the old.
Like the first one? Original one? Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember much. I just remember you're chasing this little girl, the ring type little girl, but she's like shooting fire and stuff, making explosions, and she's just going wild. And then all these dudes with assault rifles are trying to kill her and kill you. It was scary, but it was more like a what the fuck's going on? Why is everything going chaotic? It was more of a physics type game because it came out in 2005, so it's that era of like Half-Life type stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. And that was about the time when like horror games start to become really realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, we look back on Silent Hill 2 and 3 and stuff like that was made in 2001 and 2003. Yeah, they look like crap now, but back then, that was way hyper realistic and it was freaky as hell.
What you got for number 9?
This is one that I never finished because the game is super long, but it was super fun for when I played it. Luigi's Mansion 3.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody would say that just because I never played them. I'm like, man, that'd be a good like spin on what we're talking about.
So Pro Ninja, shout out to the Ninja. He plays the OG Luigi's Mansion and he speedruns it. I played the OG one on stream. I mean, I could see myself playing it again, but I could really see myself playing Luigi's Mansion 3 because it takes place in a hotel. So you have to clear every floor. It's a very puzzle type game, but not a whole lot of anything that's really scary, but it just gives a very haunted Halloween atmosphere and I love it.
For my number 8, this was the game that made me act like Weldy back in the day, and I speed ran it a lot. That'd be Outlast.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out to Twitch and shout out to all my friends. Shout out to everybody else because I think that was the only stream I ever got above like 50 viewers on was doing a speed run on Outlast. So
Dang.
yeah, I think I cleared 50 minutes or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's way better, but
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's
for
impressive.
hardest difficulty speed run.
Oh, damn, yeah.
I'll take it.
Should look it up on your
I don't know if it's saved or not.
Oh.
I'm not sure. So
We gotta do it again then.
submit it.
you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I have
do it
thought
again.
about doing that again.
Get on the list.
Get on the list. All right. Andy?
8, I put the OG Silent Hill on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That game freaked me out when I was younger because the atmosphere. There was music, but it wasn't really music. It's just that constant sound, and that shit creeped me out. And then all of a sudden, you're walking in the next room, and the pyramid head's sitting there slashing an axe at you. You're like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, Pyramid Head's terrifying.
Yeah.
Pop a pyramid head.
What you got?
Number 8, I don't know if you guys have played this game, but I played this game a lot on stream around Halloween time. This game isn't as much scary as it is just creating a general sense of unease. It's almost the simplest game you've ever seen. Limbo.
Yo,
Ooh,
that
that's
is
a good
so
one.
good. That is a good one.
Yes.
Did you ever play the
Inside?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I never played Inside. I played Limbo like a lot, but I never got around to playing Inside. It's been sitting on my Switch.
Limbo is
forever.
definitely creepier. Inside is more Cronenberg-esque.
What?
Yeah. It gets creepy towards the end. I'll
Yeah,
say
the
that much.
story is very, very creepy. I'm
Now,
like,
is it like
whoa.
Little Nightmares creepy?
No, that's a good one to toss in.
Yeah.
some there, but-
Way over my
I
fucking head.
I hadn't played it yet, but I watched people stream it.
Yeah.
I watched Chibi Tiff stream that.
Yeah, the end of the game is fucking weird and creepy, and like I don't want to spoil it, so play it. Play it.
Yes, it's on the nursing home playlist.
There you go.
I'll say this part: the creators of the Fleshlight made a. I'm not lying. Made a character from that game. What? Yes.
Oh, there's things you didn't think you were going to learn today. Cool.
Wow.
How the hell did you acquire that knowledge?
Giant Bomb. I watched Giant Bomb.
Fair. Mitch, what's your number 7?
So I had a really, really hard time picking out which one. We've all heard of this series. I guess it's not the news anymore, but Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
All right.
That one, to me, is the scariest because that's one where it's actually open roam, open world, whatever.
Is that the one where you're actually inside, walking around
Yes.
inside the...
You are-
okay, I watched Tiff play that too.
Yep, you're like a little, depending on the story you want to believe, but you're like a little robotic kid. You're locked in a pizzaplex for 6 hours, like usual, and all of these animatronics are chasing you, and then throughout the night, they get fucked up, and they look even creepier, and you're trying to stop William Afton, the bad guy, but the thought of they see you, and then the sound of the animatronics running after you, and you actually having to book it, I've clenched my butthole many times. In the nicest way of putting it.
I want to toss in went to Spirit today, Spirit Halloween,
you go.
just to see animatronics. One of the newer ones is this clown that follows you, and he turns his head and like, I see you, and then he'll turn his head and like follow you while you're walking around.
Fuck that.
It is creepy as hell.
That's
'Cause he has-
awesome.
they're not very realistic eyes, but they're like they pierce your soul.
Realistic enough.
Yes, and it's just like, ha, ha, hey, you over there. I see you. It's just, I don't know, creepy enough. Just this fucking clown dude. My number 7 is Eternal Darkness for the GameCube.
Okay.
Have you either of you guys played that?
I've heard of it.
I have.
I think I've
as
seen somebody
well,
play
yeah.
it.
So it doesn't hold up, I'll say that much, because it was meant for the old school TVs where if you turn the volume up, it'd be the green bar that moves up instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you start to go more insane, you start seeing crazier things. And some of those things is like the volume starts adjusting. You go to save your game and it goes, deleting all memory. armory, and you're like, what? No! Like, it would mess with your game, or you'd just be walking into a room, and all of a sudden your head just pops off. Just weird, creepy stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? And then it resets, and you're like, oh, okay, it was just my guy's freaking out too much.
Undertale does something similar to that, and I didn't know if Undertale was going to be worthy to put on this list or not, because it's not really a Halloween game, but, I mean, there's some scary elements, but I don't guess
That's like 2-year-old scary.
Hey, listen.
I'm flowing.
Waldy yelled a couple times. Come on.
Yeah, I did. Listen. My number 7 was, I did have a Silent Hill on here. I have Silent Hill 2
All right.
on
Cool,
here.
cool.
And I was so thankful that the Babbler walked me through Silent Hill 2 because I would have probably got scared and probably less scared and more pissed off and just probably quit if she wasn't like, okay, go down the hall. Like, she literally was the walkthrough for this game. And it's funny you bring up Five Nights at Freddy's because I played Silent Hill 2, but around Halloween time, I was going back and forth. I had a community point redemption for me to play Silent Hill 2, and we hadn't met it yet, but it was really close. And we met it on the night that I played Five Nights at Freddy's. I played Five Nights at Freddy's for 18 minutes. And
Nice.
I said, to hell with this. It jump scared me 3 times. I thought my heart was going to stop.
Jesus.
Okay, so when games are inherently scary and there's scary things coming out, a jump scare, horror is completely different.
Yeah, it's not much of a thriller. It's more of the,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, if you think about what the scariest YouTube video you've ever seen is, it's probably
it's like, hey, stare at this dot for 5 seconds. All of a
yeah,
sudden
or
demon
the
shoots
car,
up.
the car driving off into the distance. Yeah, everybody's been traumatized by that shit.
I literally flipped back in the chair I was sitting in the first time I watched one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody does. It's the jump scare element. Like scary games, like Silent Hill 2 is a good scary game for the sake of being scary and being a horror game. Now, of course, there's some jump scare type stuff
Here and there.
but it's not based on the jump scare element, which is why I added this to the list, even though I'm not a horror movie or a horror game fan. But I did enjoy that one. It was a good playthrough, great story, and great character development, top notch.
For my number 6, I did not like this game at first, but what they have done with it in terms of adding so much content has made it so much more fun to go back and play, and that is Dead by Daylight.
Ooh.
The idea of taking all of these horror people
villains.
from movies, other games, books, everything, and throwing them in, and then a handful of survivors with different skills and whatnot, man, terrifying.
You can have Steve from Stranger Things fighting Freddy Krueger.
Yep. The most overpowered killer, I think, is like Michael Myers because he could literally stalk you. I don't know if either of you guys have played Dead by Daylight.
Yes, yeah.
But you know how they
Shout
have
out
the...
Yoshi.
Oh yeah, Yosh. Whenever Yosh plays killer, it's like watching a symphony. And it's not like, you listen to a symphony, you don't watch it. No, I'm literally like when you watch the musicians play and you listen to it at the same time, and it's just magical. He's like doing all these crazy ass things flawlessly when he's playing killer. Like, I don't know how he does it, but it is great to watch.
Okay, my number 6, well, he's going to hate me, but I put Dead Rising, the original Dead Rising on there.
Okay.
Still to this day, I think has the hardest achievement ever.
Kill all the zombies.
No, the 7-day survivor.
Oh, yes. Yeah, screw that.
I think the closest I got was I got the achievement for the 5-day survivor, and then I ran out of food and fucking died. You have to sit there all day and play this game. You can't walk away. You can't stop. You have to sit there and keep Frank alive the whole time.
What?
I mean, obviously, you could put him in a spot where there's no enemies and go pee, whatever, but like, literally, your whole day is dedicated to playing Dead Rising, and if you mess up,
You're done. You
Yep.
lost the achievement. You just wasted so many hours.
Yep.
So is it actually like 7 full days?
No.
I think like a full...
It's in-game days.
Yeah.
7 in-game days. So a full day is like 4 hours or something like that, 5 hours.
Oh, that's still nuts, though.
So you're spending like...
24, 28 hours.
Yeah, that's a guess. Probably
something
in
like
there.
that, yeah. You're there for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I did want to shout that out, though, because that was the first game to make me buy an HD TV because I couldn't read the subtitles. So I was like, well, guys, I'm an HD TV because this game kicks ass. And then seeing all the zombies at the end, too, I'm like, the power of the Xbox is amazing.
Shout out, that game is getting remastered. It should be out by the time this episode is here. I should be streaming that whenever I am free, so be watching me play that.
My number 6, I had the OG Left 4 Dead.
Ooh.
Nice. There you go. I was debating on putting 2 on mine.
Yeah, I didn't want to put both of them on there because I remember 1 more than I remember 2. I mean, I played them both. I played 1 on stream. Easily, probably one of the most chaotic crazy stressful games. Like when I use the word stressful when it comes to a video game, there's two games that come to mind. One's Left 4 Dead, the other one's Trauma Center. Stressful games, which of course on the other end of the spectrum, more peaceful games is my Sim City and Roller Coaster Tycoon. But yeah, there is that jump scare spooky element, but it gets chaotic at times. I used to think it was way too fast paced, but the more I slowed down and actually used strategy, I really enjoyed it more.
It was so hard to put the top 5 just because all these games are great to me. But number 5, I put the Dark Pictures Anthology, and more specifically, Man of Medan. So if either of you guys have played Until Dawn or The Quarry, it's like those where it's like the butterfly effect. So you make a choice and it plays effect later on in the game.
Interesting.
Let's say I decide to save you this time. Yeah. Later on, that plays detriment because then you save Weldy. Well, if I decide not to save you this time, but you're alive, you remember I didn't try to save you, so you kill Weldy or something. Oh, okay. Just like random little things that...
So just like...
Wait, this is the choose your own adventure game, right?
In a sense, yes. There's 4 of them, but Man of Medan specifically because you're on a cruise ship, or not cruise ship, you're on an old battleship or something.
Is there one where there's a guy in a library reading to you? Yes!
Yep.
That's what it is. Okay, Babel played that a couple years ago, and I loved watching it, and I can never remember what the name of it is, and I have to ask her all the time.
Dark Pictures Anthology.
Dark Pictures Anthology. Yes, that's what it is.
There's 4 of them. I haven't played the 4th one because it came out after I completed the trilogy set, and they're so good, dude. Yes. So good.
So my number 5 is no longer retro. I put Inscription.
Is that which one is that the card?
The card game.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Well, he watched me play a little bit of that when I actually was streaming.
Yes.
So you're this dude. You're playing a card game against this guy who looks like old Greg from the Mighty Boosh, and
Jesus.
he's drinking Bailey out of a boot.
That's not a reference I thought we were going to get today, but okay.
Shout out list.
But in between rounds, you can get up from the table and walk around the table and grab stuff and do whatever. I don't want to spoil too much, but then there's also a meta on top of that where it cuts to a live action video recording, like a VCR type thing of some dude who was like, well, this is a weird game, blah, 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 like a real guy. And then that has its own little storyline also besides the actual game storyline. It's fucking creepy as hell. If you get the chance to beat that game, do it. Pretty fun though otherwise. I mean, just it's one of those games I'd like to just go back to. There's an endless mode for the first world where you just keep playing and playing and playing. That's probably the best world, but it changes it up as the other worlds go on. It's not scary. It's just creepy.
I'm going to do my 5 and my 4 together.
Oh, interesting.
They're one and the same. It's the same type of game, same series, but I liked one a lot more than I liked the other one. 5, I had Symphony of the Night, and 4, I had Castlevania Aria of Sorrow.
Okay.
There you go.
Not necessarily scary, but they do have monsters in it.
And that's where I think that like the top
like
of my
Dracula.
list is going to get a little funky like that, because it's like, yeah, it's a Halloween theme. I'm not a big scary game fan. You're not going to catch me.
Can't play your Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, I'm not playing Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not playing Slender Man. I'm not playing Alan Wake.
And even Alan Wake's not that scary.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to be doing that. But this is like Halloween-y as it gets for me. But I think I always find myself playing Aria of Sorrow more than I play Symphony. It's brighter. It's more colorful. It's an equally big map, but some of the bosses, like Balgor, was probably one of my favorite boss fights ever. You're in a room. It looks like a jail, but there's a big giant bat floating in the middle, and then you see this hand come through and just squish it, and then you see his head come in, and then you gotta fight this like head in 2 hands.
Just like every other video game in existence. Star Fox, Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, you gotta fight the hand. Yeah, Super Smash. Yeah, you gotta fight the hand.
It's funny you mentioned Alan Wake because I was torn between which one. I think the second one's better.
Okay. So that hit your 4. Wow.
So I played this game last year, and I was so skeptical because they said the main player you play as is not going to be Alan Wake. Yeah. So I was like, fuck that. Man, it was the most beautiful game. It was very scary, very on the edge of your seat. The way the game transitioned was very good between having live action film going throughout. So like the actors and whatnot were in the game, like actually in it. Just the way the game flowed.
My number 4 is the GameCube remake of Resident Evil. 2002.
I was wondering when we were going to start getting some Resident Evils here.
I tried to keep it to one game per series.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I didn't, just as a spoiler. So the PS1 has the zombie dog jumping through the glass window. Everyone pees their pants at that moment. Doesn't happen in the GameCube one until you go through that hallway the other way. So the first time you're walking through that hallway, you're expecting the dog.
It, yeah.
And they never do it. And then you're like, okay, well, whatever, I guess. And then later on it jumps through and you're like, God damn it. And then also a memory of that game. First time I was playing it, I never played any of the Resident Evils, period. But the first time I played it, was walking down some stairs. It was all creepy. There's spider webs and blood and everything else. Playing during a thunderstorm while I was sitting in the dark. And the fucking lightning got me. And I fucking had to pause and put the game down. I was like, oh no. I can't. Like, fuck this. All right, go ahead.
Oh, back to me. Okay. Again, I stick to one game per franchise, but I think this was the best one because it introduced combo weapons and better bosses. I put Dead Rising 2 here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Dead Rising 2, I spent the most time on in terms of a Dead Rising game.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but having combo weapons, you can drive around. I mean, I know you could drive around the first one,
Yeah.
but in the second one, like, drive around was better. More zombies on the
Until you had to
on the
stop
map.
every 30 minutes.
You didn't have to, bud.
Until you had to stop.
If you want to hear our argument about this game, go back and watch our Dead Rising
I need
episode.
to go back and play it and just, and it is a good game, and I it's a good idea. I just think I played it wrong. I'll meet you halfway and be like, okay, it is insanely fun.
Yeah.
But if I don't follow the storyline, I think I will have more fun.
And then Dead Rising 2 also introduced multiplayer for the first time, so you could do Terra's Reality and driving around on the chainsaw motorcycles and multiplayer,
Oh, yes.
and
Yep.
all the little fun mini games was so much fun to play too. So
My number 3, since I said I went back to 2 franchises, I put PT.
Oh,
the Silent
I was
Hill.
hoping somebody was going to put
That
that.
game was scary as fuck. I hate that game.
I wish they would have released it.
Walking around the corner and there's some shadowy figure at the end of the hallway, and you're like, I don't want to go down there.
Baby in the sink.
Yeah, the baby in the sink crying. It's just nonstop crying. You're like, where is this coming from? You turn around and there's like a refrigerator hanging from the ceiling covered in blood. You like look up in the balcony area and she's like standing up there staring at you. You won't see her unless you see her. Then you're like, ugh! And then just occasionally she just pops down and like rips your head off, and you're like, okay, I'm done.
I don't remember. Was there an actually beating that little teaser
It
game?
was, so you had to go through all the stupid stuff. There's eventually a spot where the camera's all shaking stuff. You have to look through a peephole where there was a painting, and then you can like see the bathroom, and then you go inside the bathroom. I don't even know if it ever got solved or not, but take 10 steps this way, 10 steps that way, walk over to the window, say this word 5 times into the PlayStation microphone, and then that's when the game ends.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just a continual going around in that circle forever.
I don't think I ever seen anyone beat it. I just like watching the jump scares, the lady pop up.
Yep.
So.
And then at the end, fucking Norman Reedus is walking down the thing.
Yep.
And you're like, what the fuck? I think this was right before the other game that he's in.
Death Stranded,
Death Stranding.
where he's like just delivering shit across the map type
Yeah,
deal.
so because he had originally scanned Norman Reedus to be this new Silent Hill game, and then the whole thing happened with PlayStation and whatnot, and he's like, yeah, fuck you, I'll make my own game.
I'm going to throw my top 3 out. I'm going to move a game out because the more I think about it, the more it's like, no, maybe I don't like this after all. I had Super Castlevania 4 at number 2, but I'm going to dump it out. I'm going to dump it out because it's like, I have a couple Castlevanias on here already. It's not exactly peer pressure, but I already have a couple Castlevania games. I'm going to dump Castlevania 4 out. I'm going to move my number 3 to my number 2, and in place of number 3, I'm going to put Phasmophobia.
I'm glad somebody brought it up.
Yep. That's not a game I would ever play by myself. That's a game I love playing with
other people.
Friends. Yes. There was a night where there was probably 3, 4, or 5 of us playing. I will never forget the time Ninja betrayed me.
That's great. Well, they just leave you behind, and you're like, oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden, the ghost comes out of nowhere.
the hands.
Yeah, you're like, God damn it. Oh, fuck.
I love the whole aspect of ghost hunting. And then as soon as you hear the door shut, it's like, oh, wait, this is a horror game. Shit. Like, I get so into it. I'm
Lights
like,
flickering.
okay, hold on. I got these fingerprints over here. It's like setting up a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And then you realize somebody's in the house trying to kill you.
You go try to hide in the closet.
Yeah, exactly.
You forget to close the door. All of a sudden, he's like right on you.
Yeah, where are
Like,
the lights at? Oh, there are the lights. Well, there go the lights. Great. This is cool.
Shout out to Billy, because I'm about to share a memory of this game just because I love this memory. And then shout out to Kurt and his wife Kelly. There was a night we were all playing, and I remember the haunt, it was happening, and my brother Billy loves to do his soundboard stuff. And all of a sudden, I hide in the closet, 'cause I'm trying to be serious, and he plays the fruit salad Wiggles song. So you just hear fruit salad, yummy, yummy. And he gets into the closet with me, and he goes, I'm sorry for my sins. And the ghost snapped his neck right as he said it. And I died laughing. I couldn't keep playing. I had to stop. I was like, that is the funniest moment I've ever had in a game. It's just Billy being dumb, getting killed at the perfect time.
We need to do a Phasmo night.
That'd be
Now that
great.
I know that you guys play
Yes.
it, we
I'm
never
down.
talked about
I need
it.
to update mine,
Dude,
but yeah.
dude, why don't we all just like come over here? We'll have like an old school LAN party.
LAN party.
I'll get some little Caesars. We'll get,
Oh,
we'll
shit.
get some Code Red. I'll put Dunstan checks in on the TV.
That'd be a good Halloween episode idea. Live stream.
Maybe,
Play
yeah.
Phasmo. That would actually be pretty fun.
I'd be game for that.
Yes.
My number 2, we already mentioned the first one, but I think this one's just far way better. Left 4 Dead 2. The better special infected, in my opinion, better maps. Elvis was my favorite. Or Ellis, sorry, not Elvis. Ellis, always talking about Jimmy Gibbs' stock car and how he loves horses. And, oh, man, I think I put over 1,000 hours into that game. Just love it.
Wait, these people actually say words in the game?
Yeah, they talk.
I'm too busy running like hell.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Lewis, from the first one, I used to always love grabbing pills. He'd go, pills here.
Pills, yeah.
Pills.
Oh, yep. Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yep. Francis had a thing for Zoe, and Bill was always the serious sergeant.
Smoking a cigar. Shout out Ricky because he's not here. Number 2, Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Thank you. I was on the fence about adding it.
Me too, but I was like, not necessarily a scary game, but holy hell, is that storyline great?
It is great.
Me and Ricky and then our friend Zach had a 3-way
Oh, nice.
conversation because we were all playing it about the same time. Ricky played, I think there's like 3 seasons or 4 seasons. He played the other ones. I only played the first one, but just the different ways that we played it. And then we're like, you did that? You killed this person? That's fucked up. I played that probably like 3 or 4 times, just doing like, I'm going to save everybody. I'm going to kill everybody. One minute I have an arm. Next minute I don't have an arm.
That is one of the 2 games that have ever actually made me tear up.
Oh,
Like,
yep. The fucking Clementine, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
God.
then the music swelling up.
Can you guys guess the second game to make me tear up? Every time I play, I tear up.
Metal Gear.
No.
Gears 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yes. They do that.
Yeah. Every time Arthur's on that last ride.
Shut up, I never finished it.
Oh, will you ever
I-
finish it?
Well, I never finished it because I didn't like it. Because I got mad at it. Because I just wanted to go do my own thing.
Ugh.
And so I never finished it. Okay, you're fine. I'm sorry.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2. My number 2, and I'm so surprised one of them hasn't been on the list yet. BioShock.
He just said
I
this
said
is
it.
number 10.
Oh, that was 10.
Oh, that was
10
your
or 9.
10.
Yeah.
Okay, ignore that I said that.
Somebody doesn't listen.
No, I don't. Okay, let's cut that. My number 2 was also BioShock. My number 2, you can just use whichever one you want. My number
I'm going to use one.
My number 2.
My number 2 was BioShock.
Which one?
The original.
Original.
Great storyline, crazy ass ending, and just a general sense of unease. Great gameplay
Would
for
you kindly?
2007. You what?
Would you kindly?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. And I use that in emails now to get people to do things for me.
You beat him over there with a golf club too?
Not exactly. Not exactly. All right, the moment we've been waiting for.
I feel like mine's pretty obvious. I had a really hard time deciphering which one. I'm going to go with Resident Evil 4. I think that is the staple mark of Resident Evil games. I wanted to put 3 because 3 actually made me stop playing the damn game because it terrified me. Having the choice between do you jump off the bridge or do you fight Nemesis or whatever. But 4 was the best. The DLC was probably one of the best DLCs of all time. Separate Ways, the Mercenaries mode, the storyline for 4. I think I replayed the game about 10 different times.
On different consoles too, I see.
Yep, PS2, Xbox One, Xbox 360, you name it, I played it. What's your number 1, bub?
Well, he stole it. Phasmophobia. That game scares the piss out of me. It still scares the piss out of me. You're in a room, all of a sudden everyone's gone, and the ghost is coming for you. Or you're running down the fucking hallways at the school, and you're like, help me! The next thing you know, your neck's turned around.
All right, mister.
I think mine should be pretty obvious what my favorite horror game is, even though it's not really considered a horror game. It's
Was it our first episode?
It was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Yep, the game I think I've pumped more hours into than probably any game ever. Although I haven't played it in probably a little over a half a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I ran it at SNES Superstars and I died mid-run.
Oops.
And I had to reload. Well, I got screwed in that game. It's not perfect, but it is my favorite. I did have honorable mentions though as well. I had Super Castlevania 4
Okay.
on there.
There's one that I'm surprised nobody mentioned, The Last of Us.
Never played it, that's why. Well, I'll rephrase that. I played up till you beat the first clicker, and then I stopped playing it because I couldn't get past the first clicker.
I shout out the Rad Brad. I've watched his streams on that. I've loved the game. I never played it. I watched the TV series,
Yeah,
loved
the
it,
TV
but
series is
I was hoping either you two having a PlayStation would mention it, so that's why I didn't bother with it, but that's the one I'm surprised nobody mentioned. Do you have any other honorable mentions?
I was going to mention Super Metroid. I don't know if that's considered scary or not.
You know what? I thought about putting Metroid Dread on here because that's a more unsettling game. But I think that's more of like a thriller as opposed to like just a complete horror game.
Yeah.
That's more of like just an action thriller.
I just like the ending of Super Metroid with the fucking music. It's like, Mother Brain is fucking going crazy. That music rules.
Another couple games I'm surprised that weren't mentioned. Dead Space, I thought about it, but for my top 12, it just didn't hit the mark. And then Alien Isolation.
Yeah, if I played that game, it'd probably be up there, but I never played it. It's one of those games I watched. Same thing with Amnesia. I've watched a fuck ton of that, but I've never played it myself.
Well, that's funny you bring up all three of those games because I think they were all on this list from pastemagazine.com of the top 25 best horror games of all time. We'll go 25.
Top 25?
Top 25.
Okay.
Number 25, and this is a very good choice. The original Atari Haunted House.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they remade that game recently for the 50th anniversary edition, and it looks amazing. 24, Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl.
Oh, yes.
Number 23, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up game.
I couldn't put it on there, but I loved watching Game Grumps play. I watched every single video of that, 22, Fear, or Fear.
Yep.
21 was Left 4 Dead 2. 20, and this is where I think we're going to have this conversation about what's considered a horror game or scary game versus like, oh, hey, there's monsters in this. This is a horror game. Number 20, they had the original Doom.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I'd
get that.
put that as a horror game.
Yeah, well, you're literally in hell.
Yeah.
I do suppose that's right.
Yep.
19, they had Bloodborne. You were talking about that earlier.
Yep.
18 was Dead Space. 17, Alan Wake.
It's a good
The
one.
first one? Okay.
Yep.
First one was
sorry.
still good.
16 Until Dawn, and then 15 to
Great game.
1 BioShock. There's Alien Isolation at 14.
All right.
Inside. So yeah, but Limbo didn't make it on here, but Inside did. Eternal Darkness.
Hey.
Bingo.
System Shock 2 was at 11.
Oh, wow.
I forgot about that game. Damn,
Yeah.
that was really good.
Number 10 was Resident Evil 2. Number 9, Anatomy.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, released in 2016. Masterclass in slow build horror. Trapped in a dark but initially unremarkable house, you are tasked with finding a series of cassette tapes placed throughout. But instead of consoling, these audio logs build towards grim revelations. Number 8 was Last of Us.
There it
7
is.
was Walking Dead. 6 was Outlast. And then Resident Evil 4, the OG Silent Hill. 3 was Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
Oh, yeah.
2 was the OG Resident Evil. And 1 was Silent Hill 2.
Something about the games where you can't fight back makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Outlast, Amnesia, where you can't fight back. Like those make it even scarier, in my opinion.
That's it's that helpless feeling.
Then another game I thought about, but kind of I feel like falls in the Fallout range, is Metro. Like the old.
Ooh, 2033.
Yeah,
or-
I was thinking
okay.
about those, but I was like, I don't know, because like survival horror in a sense, but I don't know. I was on the fence about putting that one on the honorable mention, but I couldn't
I don't know
justify
if I
it.
know that game. I'm sure I've seen it.
You're like in Russia. You're trying to.
It's like Bioshock-esque, but you're in Russia.
Kinda. Yeah, it was kind of like BioShock in a sense, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about those games just kind of added like the same feeling of horror, but I felt like I never really got scared from it. It was more of a, oh shit, I'm running out of resources. I'm trying to think of any other game that like nobody mentioned that we're just not thinking about.
What about the newer Mortal Kombats? Is that where we kind of draw that line where it's like, okay, that's not like a horror, scary game, but
No, I mean there's monsters and demons and whatnot, but I wouldn't say that's scary in which means.
yeah, it's just they're there for
It's
the sake
gory.
of being characters.
Yeah.
It's like Killer Instinct, where it's like they're demons and monsters for the sake of being demons and monsters, not for the sake of being there for horror purposes.
I know you mentioned Slenderman, but I don't think anyone brought it up in their list. That's pretty scary for that time being, at least.
Yep, no thanks. No thanks.
Every time.
Oh, we're going happy time? All right. Happy time, people. Happy 26th anniversary. The original Spyro the Dragon, released 26 years ago, which my favorite was 2. Spyro 2 is probably the only one that I will ever 100%. Happy 25th anniversary. The Sega Dreamcast.
Sega.
I didn't also tell you, speaking of Dreamcast, what other game I had been playing a little bit lately since I got my Xbox Live username fixed. Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi.
Oh my gosh. I think I played that for at least an hour the other day. Like, oh, I got this fixed. Like, finally I could play this. And, like, I couldn't put it down. Like, it was wickedly fun. That's a game that I think I'd want to play with, like, an actual steering wheel and a, like, ignition switch. This is a deep dive here. Happy 30th anniversary, Allegra's Window.
I
The
don't
old
know what that is.
Nickelodeon show? Nick
Nope.
Jr.? Nothing? Oh?
Nope.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. I think we can't have a retro podcast without saying happy 39th anniversary, the original Super Mario Brothers.
Yes.
I feel like we have to have that on here somewhere. Happy, gotta do math, 39th anniversary. They came out the same year? No way. Happy 39th anniversary, The Golden Girls.
Nice.
Yes, one of my favorite sitcoms ever. It's not in my Mount Rushmore of sitcoms, but it's got to be my top 10.
They've all passed since, right?
Yes,
All of them.
Betty White was the
Yeah,
last one.
That's what I thought.
It's always funny because Estelle Getty played Ma,
Who was
but
supposed to be the eldest?
yeah, she was supposed to be the oldest, so she was actually the youngest.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it was. Hold on, I think I can do this. It was Estelle Getty, Rue McClanahan, B. Arthur, and Betty White.
Yep.
There you go.
Hey,
Nice.
4 for 4. I did it.
I got a couple. The Nintendo GameCube 23 years ago.
Ooh,
Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Back in 1969, 55 years ago.
55 years.
God damn. And Darkwing Duck 33 years ago, 1991.
Let's get dangerous. That's gonna be fun to edit because I totally just put my entire face into my into my pop filter. Happy melancholy, happy trails to James Earl Jones.
Yeah, probably should toss that in there.
Yep.
What do you know him from the most?
Lion King.
Yeah, mine was also Lion King.
Okay.
Well,
I wasn't sure if it
Lion
was-
King or Field of Dreams. I know I watched
Oh,
Field of Dreams a lot, being a baseball fan.
I wasn't a Star Wars fan. He was Darth Vader, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, and being a big baseball fan, I've seen Field of Dreams a few times. So yeah, that's probably where I know him best from.
Mine's The Simpsons as Maggie. This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Didn't he also do the voice of? Wait, hold
This
on.
is CNN.
Didn't he do the voice of Bleeding Gums Murphy?
No.
No.
I don't know who the actual actor was. in
Oh,
that.
gotcha. No, you're good. And finally, happy trails to forgetting to wear a condom.
Why is it always Happy Trail
random.
sex stuff?
No,
This is
it's happy trails to forgetting to wear a condom. You're going to remember after this story, a rare Bronze Era jar accidentally smashed by a 4-year-old visiting a museum was back on display Wednesday after the restoration experts were able to carefully piece the artifact back together. Last month, a family from northern Israel was visiting the museum when their youngest son tipped over the jar, which smashed into pieces. Father said his son, the youngest of 3, is exceptionally curious that the moment he heard the crash, please let it not be my child, was the first thing that raced through his head. The jar had been on display at the Hecht Museum in Haifa for 35 years, one of the only
That's
containers
not-
of its size. The Bronze Era, the Bronze Age jar.
Okay, that's a little old.
One of many artifacts exhibited out in the open. It was likely used to hold wine or oil and dates back to between 2200 and 1500 BC.
BC.
BC. They didn't put the amount on here, but I think it's almost like priceless, right?
I wouldn't
Like
say
something
at
like
that
that would
point.
almost be priceless.
But it's also
How do you
junk.
determine it's that old?
Yeah.
How do you really determine?
It's like a Campbell soup can going to be worth money in 200 years.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still going to be around?
Like, is Chef Boyardee going to be worth it in like 1,000 years? Just an unopened can, like, oh my God, Chef Boyardee.
Wait a minute. Is this the original Spider-Man? The original Spider-Man Chef Boyardee? I saw a Reddit where people like dig out their grandma's like
Digging out their
cabinets and
grandma's
stuff.
gross.
Wow.
Whoa! Do not add that. Oh God! Wait, God!
He says.
Oh, okay.
I did not mean that in a sexual term.
That's where we're drawing the line. That's where we draw the
I meant
line.
that as-
You want a line? You want a line?
I bet that is grave digging, not in a sexual term.
Oh, okay. That's even better. Yeah, that's
Hang
yeah.
on. I just thought of a game that wasn't, at least I don't think was mentioned. Was Manhunt mentioned?
Not really. I mentioned it in the trivia part.
I don't know why, but Manhunt just came to my fucking brain. That or Twisted Metal.
Oh, Twisted Metal Black was also one that I thought maybe to put on there, but again, I wouldn't consider that a horror game or scary.
Sorry,
by
my
any
brain
means.
just like went off. I was like, okay.
I guess so. Are you okay over there?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, let us know where we can reach you. Where can we find you?
You can reach me at twitch.tv/LiquidDuke, second eye is a 1. I know I've been struggling to stream. It's hard to do that with my job. We have plans to continue streaming, so just be patient with me. Follow me there.
Follow me at the Andy Abides on X if you want to. Send us some emails at retrosmashed@gmail.com. Give me those emails. Follow us on Patreon at the Retrosmash Video Game Podcast. $1 will get you a shout out. Shout out Day Night Streetcar. $3 will get you the Ricky Ramblings, where you can hear the behind the scenes stuff that we were talking about earlier in this episode. $5 for that Pick a Game game, we'll play the game and do an episode on it. $10 for the t-shirt. I talked about that earlier too. Weldy, where are you at?
I am at twitch.tv/weldytime. I am probably going to be speed running. I know in December we're going to be doing the December to Remember.
Can you remember?
The 21st. Yep. It's going to be, I'm repaying all of my old game debts where it's like people are like, you should really play this. I really want you to play this. And I go, okay, I'll play it. And then I haven't. And because I've been a piece of shit. But no, that ends. Sorry, Lexus. My December to Remember is going to be more memorable. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.tv/weldytime, where I'm starting to put shorts on there. I put one of my shorts from an old Super Mario Kart game. I had a Mario Kart 8 clip where I got hit with the blue shell like right before I crossed the finish line for the win, and it still pushed me across and I won. Put it on YouTube last night. 2,500 views already.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, the views are great. Need the subscribers though. So yes, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you can find me digging through Reddit, hit me up. And yes, we're looking for more subjects. Hit us up with some, hey, what are some of your games that you like to play in the wintertime? What are some fighting characters you like to play as? We're looking for general topics from you guys. I really want to start, and I know I discussed it with them, but I really want to start doing more topics that we can all contribute to because I don't want to feel like anybody's left out. If there's anything you want to add to one of our broader subject episodes, hit us up. We'll talk about it.
We should do a top 5 worst video games of all time next.
our worst game list.
That'd be great.
Yes.
That'd be a great episode.
That'd be a fun episode. Speaking of a fun episode, this has been fun. This has been the Retro Smash Video Game Podcast for all of us here. Good night, Canada.
Later.
Stick on the ice, boys.
Should get digging up Grandma from Manhunt. And
Yeah,
My brain was just thinking of games that like we didn't talk about, and all of a sudden those two games just came in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. Like you guys are sitting there talking about grandmas. I'm like,
you know what reminds me of my grandma? Manhunt. Jesus.